All right, everyone, get ready for a wild ride today
Buckle up.
because we're diving deep into a story that's, well, it's like a courtroom drama mixed with a mystery novel. And honestly,
All right,
it's got me totally hooked.
I can see why. This YouTube video we're looking at today,
Oh, man.
millions of views, and for good reason.
Right. It's got everything.
Yeah.
Secrets, lies, and a kid caught in the middle.
And it really makes you think, about power, poverty, and what it takes to stand up for what's right.
Absolutely. The whole thing is just so well crafted, too. The way it's edited, the music. It's like
Oh, yeah.
you're right there in the courtroom feeling all the tension.
The creator definitely knows how to keep you on the edge of your seat.
Okay, so let's set the stage. We've got Miguel. He's this young boy living with his mom, Elena.
They're struggling to get by.
Yeah, they don't have much. Elena works as a maid for these wealthy families,
It's tough.
and Miguel helps out when he can.
Mm.
But they're a team, They have each other's backs.
And that bond between them, it's
Mhm.
so important.
I know, right?
It's what gives them the strength to face what's coming. Because their lives are about to change in a big way.
Huge way. Picture this. Miguel's just playing outside being a kid, right?
Yeah.
Normal day, when all of a sudden,
Oh,
police cars come screeching up, sirens blaring, the whole deal.
intense.
They arrest him, accusing him of stealing this diamond.
A diamond.
Yeah, and not just any diamond. We're talking a $100,000 diamond from, you guessed it, one of the mansions where his mom works.
Can you imagine, as a kid, facing that kind of accusation?
Terrifying.
The judgment, the fear, and he's just a kid from a poor neighborhood, instantly labeled as a thief.
It's heartbreaking. And Elena, his mom, she's beside herself. She's trying to tell the police, there's no way my son would never do that.
But are they listening?
Nope. Meanwhile, the owner of this mansion, Amanda Ortega, she's, I don't know how to even describe her, rich, powerful, like a socialite straight out of a movie.
And her reaction to all of this is,
Pretty much nothing. She doesn't seem fazed at all.
and that's where this deep dive takes a wild turn.
I know, right? It turns out,
Get this. Amanda planned the whole thing
wait, seriously, she set Miguel up, but why?
to hide something even bigger. A secret that could ruin her.
So we've got an innocent kid facing serious charges, a powerful woman hiding something huge, and honestly,
What?
I'm already hooked.
It's the classic David and Goliath story,
Oh,
right?
totally. It's like, how can Miguel even fight back against someone with that much power and influence?
Well, that's where our next character enters the picture. Juan Pablo.
Juan Pablo.
He's this young lawyer, kind of a crusader for the underdog.
Oh, I like him already.
He takes Miguel's case, knowing it's going to be a tough battle.
Yeah, talk about taking on a giant.
And this whole video, it plays with this power dynamic. You see it everywhere. The difference between Miguel's tiny home and Amanda's massive mansion, how the media treats Miguel, even just how Amanda carries herself in the courtroom.
Right, like she's above it all.
So the trial begins.
Here we go.
And of course, Amanda is putting on a show. She's got this whole story about Miguel sneaking in and stealing the diamond. And she's convincing.
But Juan Pablo, our hero lawyer.
He's having a tough time. Evidence is scarce, and it's basically Miguel's word against Amanda's.
But remember, this is all told through the video, right?
Right.
And we get these flashbacks to that day at the mansion. Miguel remembers seeing something important, something that could blow Amanda's story wide open.
But would you speak up if you were him, knowing what Amanda could do?
Seriously, if I was a kid in that situation, I don't know.
The video does a great job showing Miguel's struggle. You can see he's scared, but he also knows something isn't right.
So does he say anything?
He does. Torn between fear and his conscience.
Oh, man.
He decides to tell Juan Pablo what he saw. He describes this huge fight between Amanda and her late husband, Mauricio.
Hold on, late husband.
Yeah.
So Amanda's husband is dead. Was he the one with the diamond?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? Miguel's story throws a wrench into everything. There's more to this than meets the eye.
And Juan Pablo's got to figure out how to use this new information carefully.
Oh, yeah. He can't just blurt it out. He needs proof, something solid to back up Miguel's story.
Otherwise, it's just a kid against a powerful woman.
Right. This is high-stakes strategy, like a chess game.
What's the next move? Does Miguel take the stand?
He does. It's this incredibly tense moment. You can feel it through the screen. This young boy, barely tall enough to see over the witness stand, starts describing what he witnessed at the mansion. The fight, Amanda's anger, and then silence after Mauricio fell.
Man, I bet everyone in that courtroom was holding their breath. A kid's voice cutting through all of Amanda's lies.
Exactly. And it's not just what he says, it's how he says it. The video uses these close-ups. You can see Miguel's fear, but also his determination. He's risking everything to tell the truth.
It's like the whole courtroom is hanging on his every word.
And Amanda, well, she's not so confident anymore. Her whole act starts to crumble. It's crazy, right?
It really is like you can almost see the wheels turning in her head.
Exactly. She's losing control, and it's all thanks to Miguel.
And the way the video highlights it all, like with those close-ups on Amanda's face, you see the panic setting in.
So the music, too.
Right.
It gets all creepy and tense, perfectly matching what's happening with her.
So what does Juan Pablo do? He must have something planned, right?
Oh, he does. Remember Amanda's brother-in-law, Damien?
Yeah, the one who seemed kind of shady. We knew he was suspicious of Amanda, but...
Well, it turns out he knows a lot more than he's letting on.
Really?
He and Amanda, they have this whole history, like a power struggle going on between them.
Oh, so there's family drama on top of everything else.
Big time. Both of them are hiding secrets, both holding grudges.
This just keeps getting better and better. So what does Damien do? Does he help Miguel?
He's hesitant at first, you know.
I bet.
Amanda is intimidating. She could easily make his life miserable.
But as the trial goes on, Damien starts to change his tune.
He sees Miguel's bravery, and I don't know, maybe he sees a bit of himself in Miguel.
You think so?
Yeah, like maybe he remembers a time when he felt powerless against Amanda too.
That's a good point. Like he's trying to make up for not speaking up sooner.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What would we do in that situation? Stay silent or risk everything to do what's right?
Tough call. So does Damien actually have any proof against Amanda?
Well, remember those flashbacks in the video?
Yeah.
We start seeing them from Damien's point of view too.
Oh, so he was at the mansion that day.
He was there during the fight, the whole thing.
Wow.
And he knew Amanda was planning to frame Miguel.
Wow, he was in on it. Well, not actively, but...
He didn't stop it either, so there's a question of responsibility there.
Yeah.
Even if he didn't do it himself, he knew it was happening.
Silence can be just as bad, right?
Exactly. And the video does a great job of showing that. It's not just what we do, it's what we don't do that matters too.
So Juan Pablo's got Damien's testimony now.
But he's got to be smart about it.
Why?
Damien's got his own baggage.
Oh, right. Like Amanda could easily try to paint him as a liar, someone with a grudge.
Exactly. So Juan Pablo has to time things just right. And when Damien takes a stand, oh man, the tension is thick.
I bet.
Damien starts talking about Amanda, how controlling she is, how obsessed she is with her image and power.
Sounds pretty intense.
And it gets deeper. They were fighting about money, apparently.
Whoa.
Mauricio, Amanda's husband, he had this secret investment.
Okay.
And Amanda didn't know about it. Didn't like it one bit.
So it's not just about the diamond, there's a financial motive, too.
Exactly. It starts to become clear that Amanda's actions, they weren't just about greed, they were about staying in control. She couldn't stand the thought of Mauricio having something she didn't.
So she snapped.
Yeah, it's like this whole picture of her emerges. This woman who needs to control everything and everyone. And when something threatens that, she lashes out.
Do you think the jury starts believing Miguel at this point?
Oh, yeah. The video shows their faces. You can see the doubt creeping in as Damien speaks. Things are definitely shifting.
Amanda's got to be freaking out.
Well, she's not giving up that easily. Remember, she's good at this manipulation game.
Does she try to discredit Damien?
Oh, yeah. She tries.
Does it work?
Nope. Her credibility is pretty much shot at this point.
Like, the more she tries to defend herself, the worse she looks.
Exactly. And Juan Pablo, he sees his opportunity.
He's got something else up his sleeve.
He does. Remember that secret investment Damien mentioned?
Yeah.
Well, Juan Pablo did some digging and found out it's connected to some shady offshore accounts.
So Amanda wasn't just controlling, she was doing illegal stuff, too.
Looks like it. And Juan Pablo, he's got the proof to back it up. He drops this bombshell in court, and boom, everything changes.
Wow, he was waiting for the right moment to play that card.
Oh, yeah, he's a smart one. And it shows how important strategy is, you know,
Right.
doing your homework and planning those moves carefully.
So what happens to Amanda? Does she get what's coming to her?
Oh, yeah, the jury comes back with a guilty verdict.
Yeah.
Fraud, perjury, obstruction of justice, the whole 9 yards.
Finally.
Right. Justice is served. Miguel's name is cleared.
It's a good feeling, right?
It is. But the video doesn't just end there, you know.
What do you mean?
It shows the impact of all this, the pain Amanda caused.
Right, like even though she's punished, that doesn't erase what Miguel and Elena went through.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's something we should all remember. Justice is important, but it's not always enough to heal everything.
So what happens after the trial?
Amanda's world falls apart.
No surprise there.
Right. All that wealth and status, gone. She's facing the consequences of her actions.
Classic tale of someone thinking they're untouchable, then reality hits.
Exactly. And while Amanda is dealing with her downfall, Miguel's story takes a different turn. He decides to use what happened to him to help others.
Really? He becomes an activist or something.
He does. Starts giving speeches, talking about his experience, encouraging other people to speak up when they see injustice. It's pretty inspiring.
Wow, he turns something awful into something positive.
He does. The video ends with him talking to a group of young people, telling them their voices matter, that they can make a difference. It's powerful stuff.
It really shows the strength of the human spirit, you know?
Totally. Like,
Yeah.
even after going through something so terrible, you can still find a way to make the world a better place. And that's what I think makes this story resonate with so many people. It's not just about Miguel and Amanda. It's about, well, it's about all of us, you know?
I get that. Like, it makes you think about the bigger picture, the systems that allow this kind of stuff to happen.
Exactly. Like, imagine if things had gone differently.
Oh, yeah.
If Miguel hadn't spoken up, if Juan Pablo hadn't pushed so hard, if Damien hadn't changed his mind.
Amanda would have gotten away with it.
And that's the point, right? This video, it's not just entertainment, it's like a challenge. Are we going to be bystanders like Damien was at first?
Or are we going to actually do something when we see injustice happening?
Exactly. Because it's easy to sit back and think, oh, that'll never happen to me, but
It can happen to anyone.
anywhere. And it's usually the people who are already struggling who get hit the hardest.
You know, we've talked a lot about Miguel and Amanda, but
Yeah.
Elena, Miguel's mom, she's the real hero in all of this.
Oh, absolutely. She never doubted her son, not for a second. Through all of it, she was his rock.
I can't even imagine the strength it took to face something like that. Your kid being accused of something he didn't do, those powerful people trying to silence him.
It's incredible. Elena's love for Miguel, it never wavered.
It's a good reminder that, you know, we don't have to go through tough times alone. Having people who believe in us, who support us, it makes a huge difference.
It really does. And even though the good guys win in the end,
Yeah.
the video doesn't shy away from showing the lasting effects of what happened.
Right, like the trauma doesn't just disappear overnight.
Exactly. They show Miguel and Elena trying to pick up the pieces, trying to heal. It's a reminder that justice doesn't always mean everything goes back to normal.
And what about Amanda?
Well, they show her downfall pretty clearly.
Yeah.
She loses everything, her money, her reputation, the respect she thought she had. But, I don't know, there's something in her eyes sometimes that makes you wonder.
Like, if she feels bad about what she did.
Yeah, if it's all about self-preservation or if there's some genuine regret in there.
That's a tough one.
But her story, it's a cautionary tale for sure.
Yeah.
Like, be careful what you're chasing. Be careful who you hurt along the way.
Because in the end,
Yeah.
real power doesn't come from money or status. It comes from doing the right thing, from having integrity.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And that's what I think makes this video stick with you. It's about the choices we make and how those choices affect everyone, not just ourselves.
So as we wrap things up here, what are some things you hope our listeners take away from this deep dive?
Well, first, never underestimate the power of speaking up. Miguel, he was just a kid, but he had the courage to tell the truth, and it changed everything.
Yeah.
We all have a voice, and we should use it.
Absolutely. And second,
Justice is complicated. It's not just about punishing bad guys. It's about fixing the systems that allow injustice to happen in the first place.
and it's about helping people heal, right?
Right. Being aware of power dynamics, speaking up when things are wrong, and supporting those who need help.
And lastly,
Yeah.
I think this video shows that even after something terrible happens, there's still hope. Miguel and Elena, they didn't let this break them. They came out stronger.
And that's a powerful message.
It really is. Well, this has been an amazing deep dive. I don't know about you, but I'm still processing everything we talked about.
Me too. It's a story that makes you think.
And hopefully it inspires our listeners to do some thinking of their own.
To speak up, to challenge injustice, and to never lose hope.
Well said. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, everyone, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep speaking your truth. We'll see you on the next deep dive.